It's been really tough these past few weeks, with the loss of Liam Payne.
Yeah.
And I think seeing all these tributes come out from all sorts of people really shows just the impact
Right.
he had, not just musically, but personally as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into an article from The Independent, all about Rita Ora's tribute to Liam
Okay.
at the recent MTV EMAs.
That's a really good article. I think it's a really poignant one to look at, especially because,
Yeah.
like you said, it's been such a tough few weeks for a lot of people, and the EMAs are such a huge event
Right.
in music. It's not just an award show, it's really a celebration of the global music scene.
Exactly.
And for her to use that platform to honor him, it really speaks volumes, I think.
Right, and the article really captures that emotion.
Yeah.
So the EMAs were held in London on November 10th, so just a few weeks after Liam's passing,
Mm-hmm.
and Rita was hosting, and took a moment to specifically remember Liam.
And it wasn't just a quick mention either. She fought back tears as she spoke about him, and she even called him one of the kindest people that I knew.
Oh, wow.
And she emphasized how generous he was, saying that he was always the first person to offer help
That's great.
in any way that he could.
It's so easy to hear about artists struggling with, the pressures of fame and everything that comes with it.
Absolutely.
But it sounds like Liam always remained, really grounded and genuinely cared about other people.
Yeah, and that really comes through in the article.
Yeah.
She also talked about the joy that he brought to everyone around him, saying that he brought so much joy to every room he walked into, and that he left such a mark on this world. It's clear that his warmth and positive energy were really just a defining part of who he was.
It's so sad that we lost him so young. He was only 31.
I know.
When he passed away on October 16th after falling from his hotel balcony in Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
It's just such a tragic loss, and, the circumstances surrounding his death are still being investigated. So that just adds another layer of, sadness to it all.
Absolutely. And, you can't really talk about Liam and Rita's connection without mentioning their song
Right.
For You,
Of course.
which they did together for the 50 Shades Freed soundtrack back in 2018. And that wasn't just like a professional pairing.
Mhm.
It was a moment where their paths intertwined both musically and personally.
Yeah, For You is such a great song.
Oh, it is.
Their voices sound so good together.
Yeah.
It was such a huge hit.
It was massive.
You can really hear the chemistry between them in that song.
And it really captured the, passionate and intense love story at the heart of 50 Shades Freed. But I think their collaboration on that song went beyond, just commercial success. It was really a testament to their artistic chemistry. Like, they brought something special to that song.
Totally.
The real palpable energy that I think resonated with listeners.
And it sounds like their connection went deeper than just this one song. Because during the EMAs, Rita didn't just talk about Liam. She also played One Direction's Night Changes as part of her tribute.
Choosing to play Night Changes was so smart. It was like the subtle reminder to everyone of Liam's roots in One Direction and the just incredible success that he had as part of that group. It really acknowledges his journey and just the massive impact that he had on pop culture. It also kind of shows how much his passing has really affected, I think, the entire music world.
Yeah.
It's not just people who knew him, personally, who are grieving.
Right.
It's fans literally all over the world who connected with his music. And this collective sense of loss is actually illustrated in another detail that's mentioned in the article.
Okay.
Rita Ora also paid tribute to Liam during a concert in Osaka, Japan back in October.
Oh, wow. I hadn't heard about that.
So picture this.
Okay.
Rita on stage in Osaka singing For You with Liam's image displayed behind her.
Oh, wow.
And then she emotionally asks the entire audience to sing along with her. It's such a powerful scene, creating this shared experience of remembrance and mourning through music.
It really is amazing how music can connect people.
Yeah.
Especially during times of grief.
Absolutely. It lets us process our emotions, collectively, and to find comfort and strength in those shared memories. And in this case, it allowed Rita to express her grief while also honoring Liam's legacy and connecting with his fans on like a really, really personal level.
The article also mentioned that Rita specifically said that Liam was a big part of the MTV world. Do you think that's why she chose to honor him at the EMAs?
I think that's a big part of it, yeah. Liam and One Direction were like MTV staples. They won tons of awards. They were constantly on MTV.
Yeah.
And they were a huge part of what made MTV so popular with the younger generation.
Right.
So honoring him at the EMAs was kind of a way of acknowledging his contributions, I think, to the network and to music television as a whole.
It's interesting how even though Liam, he achieved so much success as a solo artist.
Right.
His time with One Direction still continues to be such a huge part of his legacy.
It makes sense, though. One Direction was like a global phenomenon. Yeah, they broke records, they sold out stadiums, and inspired a level of fandom that's rarely seen. That kind of impact stays with you even as you, evolve and explore new artistic avenues.
And it's also a testament to the power of those early collaborations and the bonds that are formed within a group like that.
Totally.
They went through so much together from their formation on the X Factor to achieving global superstardom.
It's true.
Those experiences create a lasting connection for sure.
Yeah, and I think that's something that resonates with fans as well. There's this nostalgia associated with those early One Direction days.
Oh, for sure.
A sense of shared history and collective joy that I think continues to hold meaning for a lot of people.
Yeah, it seems like Liam's passing has really left a big hole in the music world.
Yeah.
But it's also really nice to see how much his memory is being honored by, both his peers and fans.
It really does say a lot about him. Like, even in the middle of all that fame, he stayed so genuine and warm.
And his collaboration with Rita on For You is a beautiful example of that, his ability to connect with other artists.
Totally. But
it's just one piece of his musical legacy. He accomplished so much both with One Direction and as a solo artist.
Absolutely. And, that makes me think, what other collaborations or moments in Liam Payne's career stood out to you?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah. And why, was it a song, a performance, or just some moment that revealed something special about him, either as an artist or as a person?
Yeah, it's a good question to think about because whether it was his energy on stage, his vocals, or his lyrics, he, without a doubt, left his mark on the music world.
Definitely.
And his music will for sure live on and continue to connect with and inspire people for years to come.
Absolutely.